Come on, rip it open. This is the Nitro Gang over here, not the Electro Gang. What's going on, Nitro Gang? This is a brand new Kyosho USA 1 1/8 scale 4-wheel drive 3-speed baby, solid front and rear axles, 5-link chain drive nitro monster truck with a big block 0.25 size engine. In this video I will be taking it out of the box and doing a first start on this most sickening 1/8 scale nitro monster truck.
If you smell what the
Nitro World Order
is cooking.
Before taking it out of the box and putting it in the first tank of nitro fuel, I figured why not do the box justice. Kyosho spent a lot of effort on the box art, and I gotta say, this is one of the best looking boxes for nitro RCs I've ever seen. Now this is the GP Nitro model. GP means gas power, although we all know it's nitro powered. This is a Kyosho 25 size engine, SP2, which means it's a slightly updated model compared to the outgoing Fox and the Mad Cruiser that this replaced. Now the USA 1 is not just a cleverly made up name. It has a significantly long history in the USA. It's an actual monster truck driven by Everett Jasmer, a legendary monster truck driver. And this is the truck that is designed to look exactly like the one that he drove. At least the stickers and the classic Chevy style body in the front. When we take it out of the box, guys, you will admit that this is one of the best looking design trucks you have ever seen. In terms of speed, they claim 63 kilometers an hour. That is a little bit less than 40 miles an hour, which I gotta tell you, for a 0.25 size solid axle monster truck like this to hit 40 miles an hour, that's quite fast. Now I will do a proper speed test after a break-in. On the side of the box here we have some interesting history about the USA 1, the design. I will read some of it and then we'll go over some of the rest of the features. The original Kyosho Nitro USA 1 set the standard for RC monster truck power and performance when it was released in 1990. 30 years later, the torch has passed the newest Nitro USA 1, which outperforms the original in every respect. Yes, it's that much better, and we even build it for you. The original USA 1 came out in the early 1990s. In fact, they even tell us it was 1990, but it was a completely different chassis compared to this. It was more buggy based. This is more of a 5-link solid axle monster truck designed to look like a Monster Jam style truck, which in fact is very similar to what the owner of this USA 1 drove in real life in terms of suspension and layout. The original USA 1 was more or less a buggy with a big block and a completely different shock setup. At the heart of the truck, we have the newly updated KE25 SP2 Nitro motor. I will read this. Equipped with a new KE25 engine, the easier to adjust low-speed needle produces more power than the previous engine. Fitted with a pull starter, the engine settings have been optimized at the factory. You'll also enjoy the exhilarating growl of the engine through the polished, lightweight tuned pipe. So they're telling us we have an updated tuned pipe, although it's exactly the same as the outgoing generations. What I take away from this is carb has been adjusted, and I also noticed a different anodizing color on the cooling head. I'm good with that. You know, the classic nitro truck formula: stick a big block, give it a lot of speeds, give it giant wheels on tires. This meets that formula, guys. In terms of the servo, we have a new updated waterproof servo. I will check out the strength on that as we get going. Going down the list, we have a 3-shoe clutch system, big bore shocks, typical of this series. It's called the rigid axle suspension. It says front and rear axle housings have been reinforced to withstand increased crash impacts. 4-gear differentials, that's pretty standard. We have ourselves 5-link suspension. We could see exactly what it looks like. One of the only trucks in the ready-to-run market that still stays true to the real 5-link style suspension. Today, everything is independent suspension, and unless you're going with a Corolla style build, you will not find anything as realistic and unique as this setup. Now, what this truck is really known for is the 3-speed transmission and the chain drive. That's about right, guys. You heard it. We got ourselves a 3-speed baby, a chain drive.
Donald Trump. I just sold an apartment for $15 million.
And now it's time to get it out of the box. What do you think about that, guys? All right, let's make it great. There we go, lifting it up. I'm gonna show you the packaging on the inside. We'll check out how well it's actually packaged. Take a look at that, guys. It looks quite good. You could see it's well protected in the box here. The wheels, man, first thing I noticed, these wheels are enormous. Good protective cardboard in here. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. We got ourselves the Kyosho USA 1 right here, guys. Look at that giant filter sticking from the hood. I wanted to call this a quad filter, but it's not quad because we got 3 only. The styling of the body, ultra realistic. Get a close-up of this mirror right here. It even has a little bit of a reflective material. Can you do your hair in this, or you need more? You need more mirror. More. You need more, huh? You always need more. That's okay. Now, wheels, extremely soft. Look at that. Soft foam on the inside. This is going to have an ultra realistic looking drive effect. 17mm hubs on the inside, red springs. The star of the show, notice how clean the cooling head sits in the cutout to this body. Great for cooling, so it's a highly purpose-built item. Am I bleeding over here? Looks like I'm bleeding. What happened? Nitros tried to kill me. On the bottom of this chassis, we could see the 5-link suspension. Now, it is smooth, guys. I am moving it around. It is nice and smooth. Something you might want to know, this truck is actually set up to run a proper 4-wheel steer setup. I do own a Kyosho Fox with a 4-wheel steer setup, so 4-wheel steering is what you want to do. This is the truck for you guys. Just an optional kit from Kyosho, and you will be 4-wheel steering yourself to hell in no time. Just kidding, my dudes, just kidding. Weight-wise, I gotta tell you, this is not as heavy as I would have first really expected. Now, if you ever picked up a Savage, you kind of have an idea of what a 1/8 style monster truck, how much they weigh. This is fairly light. Man, I am blown away by the softness of this tire. Nice design. On the inside here, we could see we have metal steering knuckles. That's gonna be really good for long-term reliability. Today we have Nitro Gang Queen Melissa over here helping us along. Go ahead. There's some stuff in this box, huh? Let's take it out, take a look inside. Let's open it up. Must be the electronics, the radio, maybe the manual. I like your nails right here.
Thank you.
Come on, rip it open. This is the Nitro Gang over here, not the Electro Gang. We're not opening up an Arma right now. Okay, let's set it over here. Now this is some Kyosho goodness. Instructions here, exploded views. Let's take out the rest of the stuff. What's this over here? Hand it to me. Oh, we have a nice little light bar. That's nice, guys. All right. Yeah, so there are some accessories that are meant to be put on top here for the roll bar. It's nice. What else we got? Kyosho tools, 17mm wrench. The other side is a glow driver wrench, it looks like. And we have, of course, the radio. How does it feel in your hand, Melissa?
Awesome.
What do you like about it? Everything?
The grip.
The grip is sickening, huh? Mm-hmm. What about these knobs? You know we love knobs.
Yep.
I love
nice
knobs.
And soft.
And you know what's the best thing about this? It takes 4 AA's. Let's check it out. Oh, they already come with 4 AA's. Now that is just a mystery. Westinghouse. A brand killed by Edison. Let's take the body off. Come on, assistant. Here we go. We all want to know what's under that body. And of course, we have the most insane transmission in a Nitro monster truck ever made. That is the 3-speed. You might be asking yourself, well, what about the Savage XL 3-speed? Well, I'm going to say this is a little bit more insane. The reason is this 3-speed is mated to a chain drive. We have a breather style air filter here. Pretty good if you're going to be bashing in some snow or some water. Basically, there's a ring around here that lets air in. Foam filter on the inside. Gotta oil that up before doing a break-in. This is a nice, easy to use pull start motor. Polished pipe. Notice at the angle of the pipe. Now, Melissa over here before, she just told me, what's wrong with the pipe? Why did they mount the pipe like that? Did you say that?
Yes.
You said that. You said that.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to say I like this. Normally, pipes are mounted fairly horizontal with the chassis. Normally, when you run really rich, there's a lot of excess oil that builds up in the dual chamber pipe, and it tends to bog your nitro motor down. This is really going to help some of it drain. So I think it's actually a quite effective design, and also positioning the Stinger down and really far away from the body means you don't need a really weird, awkward body cutout. This is gonna sit nice, and your exhaust will actually exit under the chassis, away from all of your chassis components. Now, it's inevitable, yes, you will still get some on the wheel one way or another. Suspension out of the box, as I said previously, very, very smooth. These are adjustable shocks with aluminum shock bodies here on top. Radio box, easy to use. Here's the power on off switch. We have a large fuel tank on the inside. I'm curious to see whether there is a stone filter. And yes, there is a stone filter there. It's white. Normally these kind of have a bronze color, but it's good to see that you have a built-in filter for the fuel tank. Giant 3-speed clutch bell. Sometimes the Achilles heel of this certain style of truck, but for us it's unique and we like it. On the rear end we have a nice large rubber wheelie bar, because this is a solid axle 5-link monster truck, guys. It's gonna want to pull wheelies, and when it does, it's going to look quite cool. Check that out. The angle is, I would call this about 75% sickening, if you ask me. All right, rear suspension also fairly smooth. Now, of course, these things run completely differently from an independent style setup. These technically require obstacles to drive over to demonstrate axle articulation. Now, as you watch right here, I'm lifting this wheel and the front wheel is still on the ground. So we honestly have a huge amount of axle articulation just based on this. But this setup is not like an independent style setup where one wheel can kind of move and then you see the body moving around like this. As it's driving, this tends to look stiff, but the reality is you really need the 5-link suspension to do its job, which is to flex like this and maintain traction with the other 3 wheels on the ground. Now, I'm prepared to talk about the break-in method. I normally do heat cycles, and in this case, since it's a brand new monster truck, and chances are there's going to be a lot of people that are buying this that have never broken in a nitro before, just to make sure you do not make a mistake, I've already indexed the manual. Now, Melissa, will you do us the honor of removing this radio? just so everybody can see, Kyosho will not leave you in the dust. I will do a quick overview of what the break-in method is actually like. Now it says install air cleaner, which, you know, it's already on there. In terms of how many tanks we should do, that is step 4. Without going to full throttle, run through 5 tanks of fuel. Well, that's basically it. The rest of it is in completely different languages. Next, the wind just flipped my page. Please unflip the page. Continuing next, we have step 5. Remove the break-in ring once break-in is complete. Now that is interesting. This truck comes with a special air restrictor, sometimes called in. Where the hell is the break-in ring? I don't even see it right here. I just removed this air filter. Where is it? Hold on. The break-in ring, as referenced in the manual, is this black piece of plastic in my hands. Now you're supposed to be putting this on where the air filter is. There it is. It obstructs airflow. I really don't think that this massive restrictor is that necessary. Now, I will remove it. I just want to show you guys that it is in fact included, and I was incorrect previously when I said I couldn't find it. I just didn't look. They want us to break it in and run it rich and loud as soon as we do. That's okay, I'm good with that. Next step, install the air cleaner and you are ready to fully enjoy driving your USA 1 Nitro. Well, that's about it, guys. 5 tanks. It doesn't really say much. It just says try not to really high RPM rev it, which means, you know, about 25% throttle should be adequate for the first, I would say, 3 tanks. Then you can go up a little bit. But basically what it comes down to is proper heat cycles. Well, my dudes, that is the Kyosho USA 1. I think we should check out the electronics at this point. A very necessary thing before you fire up any Nitro. You want to make sure that your steering trims, your throttle trims are not all over the place. I'm going to power on this great radio. And I got to tell you guys, I love on this right side, we have steering dual rate steering trim, but what really matters is the throttle EPA. A lot of cheaper radios, they do not have these functions. The throttle EPA is different from the throttle trim. The EPA high and low basically allow you to control the maximum throw of the servo. Now, why is that relevant? That is relevant, guys, because if you have too much force being applied on your servo over time, we're talking over, you know, months of driving, eventually you might have a high risk of stripping a servo, maybe killing a linkage or destroying something. You want your maximum throw on the servo. I'll show you guys as I press full throttle. You want the servo to open up the carb, but not overextend. And you want the brakes to actually stop the truck. Now, Melissa, I'm gonna apply the brakes. I'm gonna ask you to roll the truck backwards. Tell us if we have brakes. Yep. Okay, you're gonna roll it like you're not a Korean 5-year-old girl. Please roll it back. Okay, do we have brakes? Yes. Roll it forward. We have brakes?
Yes.
Are the brakes super strong?
Yes.
Okay, you wanna go hit the gym after this? It looks like you need to get stronger so you can, you know, overtake the damn servo strength on this.
No.
Brakes are quite strong, guys.
They are strong.
It's Michael Jackson. I've helped many, many, many children, thousands of children. Beat it.
Let's talk about the body at this point, guys. We talked about the chassis, but really, the USA 1 is known for this most incredible Silverado style body. Now, these lights, these are some of the best looking light pods I have ever seen. These are actual inserts here. Now, let me flip the body and you guys will see on the inside. We have real LED pods. This is LED ready light buckets, guys. You could put in 4 different white LEDs here if you want, and it will look fantastic. The mirrors are removable if you want to go for that clean look. On the rear, we also have light pods for some proper red LEDs. Now, the body itself, it is very thick. This is like one of the thickest Lexan bodies I've seen. It's not a true hard body, which is generally what's used on crawlers. but the Lexan here is significantly thick. As I get a little bit closer there to the cutout where the cooling head sticks out, you could see the thick Lexan going on. The windows, they have a relatively dark smoke colored application going on. I like it. Personally, I kind of like see-through windows, but you know what? A smoke color application is also quite nice. Now, a lot of parts here, such as this carburetor stack, is purely for aesthetics because the original USA 1, it came out during a time when trucks like these were carbureted and not fuel injected. Installing the included light bar is quite simple. There are 2 screws that are already pre-mounted. We need to remove them. There are also 2 more screws on the reverse side. The blank pops out. Just a placeholder here for shipping and to ensure we don't damage the delicate light bar. There are stickers that are included. You could put on the KC stickers or the USA 1 stickers, and you can in fact use real LEDs here in the back. Quite nice detail on this truck. This will pop into place. We have a full chrome roll bar. We're going to reuse the same 4 screws, and this thing is ready to rumble.
Can I ask you something? Are you a pothead? Have you ever smoked pot?
Overall, the fit and finish of this chassis, I would say, is quite nice. The only element here that is a little bit outdated, in my opinion, is the Phillips head hardware. Now, this screw looks like it's already been screwed by somebody. They literally screwed the screw. Now, that wasn't me, guys, because why would I even try to do that? We just took it out of the box, and this is not even really a functional piece of anything. Radio box cover is easy to access, just 1 body clip, remove it. You have the 2.4 gigahertz receiver, battery pack on the inside. Overall, the fit and finish is remarkable. Let's check out the compression on this brand new motor. Oh yeah, that is great compression, guys. The high speed and the low speed needles are easy to access. Here is our high speed needle. Later on, we will tune that as needed based on engine temperature when we fire it up. Time to put fuel in it. I currently have an engine warmer going here, running off a small 3S LiPo. It is best to preheat your engines before any fire up attempt. The reason is it helps the engine be a little bit warmer inside, and that means it'll have an easier time firing up. New engines have really crazy high compression. The hotter you get it, about 200 something degrees, the easier your first start generally will be, and usually you could avoid any damage in case there was going to be damage. Well, let's put some fuel in it. For this video, we're doing Bones Brew 30% nitro, 10% oil. Let's put the first tank of fuel in. I'm gonna do about half a tank. You never know how this goes. All right, there we go. We can see we are at the halfway point. At this point, I'm going to keep the head warmer on. Convenient thing about this is we have ourselves an easy access hole for your glow driver. How convenient is that? Before we start putting the driver in, we need to prime it. This is the most important part. To prime it, we're gonna plug the exhaust with our finger, get a hold of the pull starter here, and we're gonna have to see fuel in this fuel line. This is the most annoying part. Okay, I literally just saw fuel. We'll do, that's enough. About 3 good yanks with the pull starter. Once you see fuel entering the carb, that should be enough, guys. Now we're ready for the glow driver. Let's stick it in. This is a twist lock feature one. Recommended to really have the car off the ground, but what the hell, this thing is not twisting or locking. Sickening. Okay, glow plug is good. I will be holding this just in case. I've already checked my throttle trim setting. Let's hope it fires up, then we will have to tune it. Always have a proper tuning screwdriver ready and handy to go. Let's do it. Oh, that was already a good sign. It's gonna fire up, guys. The first start is always tough. Gonna raise the idle manually now. There we go. That is what it took. We had to manually raise the idle a little bit, guys. Easy start on that thing once things are going right. That was almost no problem at all firing this thing up. At this point, I'm going to remove the glow driver. There it goes. It's still running nice and strong, guys. We also don't really need the heat warmer anymore. Let's get rid of it. That was a fairly easy first start for a big block nitro monster truck, guys. Not bad, not bad. Give it a little, we'll see. Oh yeah. Transmission works, it's moving. It doesn't shut down. It sounds nice too. I can see a good amount of smoke coming out of here. Lower the idle trim. Alright, I lowered it here. That's why you need a proper dedicated throttle trim on this. So far, no problems to report. Look at how nice it looks with the body on. And listen to that rich and loud nitro motor go. I'm going to shut it down. That's it, guys. Absolutely no problems to report. I did a full heat cycle. Just shut it down because it's very noisy. I do have neighbors, you know. Can't get rid of the neighbors, you know what I'm saying? Legally, at least, that is. I highly recommend you pick one of these Kyosho Nitro trucks up at A-Main. They are in stock right now. This thing will not piss you off. And I want to say special thank you to all of my channel members, my Patreon supporters, all of you viewers out there that are helping me make Nitro great again. You gotta buy new Nitros in order to tell the market leaders what we want. This particular one belongs to a special channel member and viewer, Manuel Maldonado. I am breaking it in for him. We will be doing a speed test. We will be taking care of any issues if there are any. And then I'll put this thing in the box and mail it back to you, my dude. Till then, see you guys later. Boom!
It's Michael Jackson. Beat it.
There's nothing like Taco Bell, nachos, and a vintage TC3. I've put all of the best together. And now, let me enjoy my nachos. Nitro World Order.
Nitro World Order.